I'm Jordan Raynor, and this is the Word Before Work. Today we're reading from Nehemiah 6, verses 15 through 16. Here's what it says. So the wall was completed in 52 days. When all our enemies heard about this, all the surrounding nations were afraid and lost their self-confidence because they realized that this work had been done with the help of our God. Again, that was Nehemiah chapter 6, verses 15 through 16. While detained in a concentration camp in 1941, Olivier Messiaen, a Christian and renowned composer, cobbled together a few dilapidated instruments in the camp and miraculously composed one of the great masterpieces of all time called Quartet for the End of Time. Years later, when an esteemed pianist sat down to master Messiaen's wordless music, she was an ardent atheist. But as she pored over the music and tried to comprehend what Messiaen was trying to say, it had a profound effect. Little by little, she said, quote, "I started believing," end quote. That story powerfully illustrates a truth we see in today's passage from Nehemiah. Excellent work can preach a powerful sermon about the glory of God. While not a musical masterpiece, Nehemiah's work rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem was no less impressive than Messiaen's. The wall was a massive structure, and Nehemiah and company faced tons of life-threatening opposition. See Nehemiah chapter 4. And yet, they were able to finish the wall in just 52 days. Nehemiah's enemies must have been incredulous, trying to figure out how Nehemiah and team pulled it off. But as today's passage reveals, the only satisfactory explanation they could come up with was that the wall had been built with the help of the one true God. The British novelist Dorothy Sayers once said, quote, "The only Christian work is good work well done," end quote. And Messiaen and Nehemiah remind us that our good work well done can demand the world's attention and point them to Christ. As Andrew Scott says in his terrific book, Scatter, quote, "If we were to live out our lives with excellence for the purposes of God in every sector of society, we would not have to shout so loudly to make our message heard," end quote. I couldn't agree more. With that in mind, believer, go and do your work exceptionally well today, praying the Lord will use your good work to serve others well and point them to God's inimitable glory. Today's devotional only scratches the surface of how God's word connects to our work. If you want to go deeper, sign up for my free 20-day devotional called The Word Before Work Foundations at twbwfoundations.com. These email devotionals are designed to help you gain a rich understanding of the biblical narrative of work, how exactly your work matters for eternity, and how those truths influence how we should work today. Sign up for free right now at twbwfoundations.com.